Thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. It is Friday. It's the 14th of May, and I appreciate you coming by my site. For all of the Australians, I can't say it enough. Congratulations, and to Senator Xenophon. It is fantastic what you guys are doing. For anyone who doesn't know, I made a video on it yesterday, but they have pushed through an inquiry that's going to be pretty hot. It's going to be pretty exciting. So anyway, they're picketing there, and we're going to be picketing tomorrow here in Los Angeles. So, and various different countries, I'm sure, around the world. So please, if you want to picket, go to wiryprotest.net and find out your state and your city that you're nearest to, and come on out and picket. It's always a good thing. I suggest you wear your mask. I love the anonymous outfit. I do. I think it's really cool, and I know Scientology hates it. So I highly recommend you wear your mask if you can. I don't know, it might be too hot for your whole suit, but anyway, part of it at least. So this is a video on Scientology then and now. A professor, as I said, had asked me some questions about what did I like about Scientology. And I was talking to my friends because, you know, it's tricky. I don't want to be pitching Scientology, right? And as soon as I start talking about the good things, I feel like I'm promoting Scientology. But as one of my friends very well pointed out to me, there's then and there's now, and they're two completely different organizations, and that is very true. In the old days, one of the big attractions, and I've said this for years, one of the big attractions for me was the people, you know, because there were like fabulous people that were in Scientology, smart, creative, fun. I mean, they had an old saying that they don't even say anymore, but it was, if it isn't fun, it isn't Scientology. They don't say that anymore because it isn't fun. In the old days, I got in, they had this communication course. I've told you about it before. I thought it was terrific. It taught many people very basic skills on communication. One is just being there comfortably, right, and able to face someone. Another one that's really key is acknowledgments. A lot of people will listen to what you say, but they never say, I got it, or thank you, or whatever. And another drill on it is just teaching people how to acknowledge. And, you know, you never realize how big that is. It might sound like nothing, but it's huge. When you start listening to someone talk and you realize that, A, what part of the communication course is the person ready to receive the communication? Because sometimes people just start talking and no one's listening, right? That's because they didn't find out if somebody was ready to hear the communication. And then they deliver it, and if the person got it, they'll acknowledge it. That's a big deal. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is a big deal. Watch and see it. The other thing that was huge back then was that ethics was a tiny little thing back then. They didn't, you know, Hubbard even said, back when he started, it was like the last resort you would do is declare someone a suppressive person. This is my SP declare, but this is a last resort. And you would have to have talked to the person, had them work through conditions, had a fitness board, had a committee of evidence, all this stuff. And then if they still didn't iron it out, you declare them a suppressive person. When I left Scientology, I left July 18th or 19th. I can't remember which day, but it was in, 2000. I escaped out, got to the other side of the country, and I find out I was declared. Bunker made that video, Magoo dancing in Boston, put it up on the video, up on the net, which I think was right in September, and look at the date of when I was declared. September 18th, 2000. Or September 15th. But there was no fitness board, there was no committee of evidence, there was nothing. They didn't even talk to me. So it's so squirrely and weird now. And that's not just from David Miscavige. David Miscavige is the reason I left, because he is a jerk. And I never even worked with him. But I worked on OT7 and watched him work us through the coals, man. And Miscavige, you, pal, are getting everything you deserve. I've told you for 10 years stuff you could do to make this thing turn around and be okay. Right? Which is stop all the abuses, stop breaking up the families, stop fair game, stopping free speech, stop medical abuse, those kind of things, and just do the things that work in Scientology. But no, you won't do that. So now people are like, oh, well, Marty's going to save the day. He's going to do it. Come on. David Miscavige is only doing this stuff that he was trained on by Hubbard. Hubbard did a lot of sleazy stuff, including a lot of the policies that are written were written by these really cool people in the old days, and now they're declared suppressive, right? They weren't written by Hubbard. So, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't really see it as something. It's morphed into this whole different thing than what it used to be. Now, you have to look at Scientology. Per Scientology is based on the writings of L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard, read Messiah or Madman. Read Barefaced Messiah. Barefaced Messiah was written by a man who was never even in Scientology. It's very factual. It's very good. It's a very good read. And I highly recommend you read it because you will. And that's for people that are out thinking, oh, L. Ron Hubbard's great. It's just David Miscavige. No, it's real. Both of them, you know, mutually were in on this stuff. Mutually screwed people. Big time people. Talk to Paulette Cooper. Was that just David Miscavige? No, that was L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard said in his own words in a video, I only had 2 wives. Did he? No, he had 3 wives. So what happened there? You know, it's like I could go on and on and on. I take medicine every day for epilepsy. I fought the Church of Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard for 30 years regarding medicine. Now I get out and I find out from people that were with him, he was taking medicine and popping pills all that time. Shame on you for anybody who backs that up and in any way could be on a tech line where you are forwarding that someone like me with epilepsy should get off my medicine. And Yachty, that's you too, man, because you know you were in on that. I know I pushed it through and you were there, but you were the one who said we're going to sec check epilepsy. And I was the one who said, you know what, you can sec check fucking epilepsy with the CSs. I'm out of this, man. And I sent it up to RTC and I did fight it and I did win. Now, obviously it didn't stick so that Scientology could say, oh, we've handled that. No, you haven't. Lisa McPherson was locked in a room for 17 days after that happened and is dead. And so are a number of other people, including suicides from Scientology because of all your stupid medical abuse. And that goes for Tom Cruise, too. I think you've got the message, but you are an actor. You are not a doctor. And that goes for all Scientologists. Unless you have a medical license, you should not be talking to people about what medicines they should or shouldn't take. And there's the basis of the tech. Hubbard's got it all through it. You know, you should be able, behind closed doors, they were constantly saying to me, well, did you fix epilepsy? Oh, yeah, right. I went in session and fixed epilepsy. Oh, yeah. Bingo. And if you have a chronic condition and you're out there, don't listen to those people. Get a separate doctor, not a Scientology doctor, because a number of people have died listening to Scientology doctors, including Megan Shields' daughter who hung herself. Hello. One of the people that got declared was L. Ron Hubbard's own auditor who helped create knots, which is one of their top things. You know, think of it like a triangle. Way up here, he created knots. And then Hubbard declares him suppressive. He had written me, I tell people all the time, he'd written me, this is a handwritten letter from David Mayo, sorry, not David Miscavige. But it's many, many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it is at the end. I'm going to show you. Let's see. All the best, David Mayo, Senior CS flag. So I was always for him because he helped me. He did. And sometime if anybody will come over and teach me how to scan, I'll put it on the net. But in the meantime, things are majorly different in Scientology. Those are just a couple of the wins I had where we had a lot of fun back then. It's not fun anymore. And for anybody in, if you want to come out, come on out. We're having a good time. There's a ton of people out, way more than are in. And save your money and come on out and join the world. We're all having a good time. Come to the picket tomorrow. It's going to be good. All right. Talk to you later. Peace out. Have a fantastic weekend. I love you guys.